Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Art and The Easel. This is episode 3. My name is Aaron.
I'm Gina.
And we have a very special guest today. Very special guest. It's Alexis Miranda, multi-hyphenated artist and humanist from her profile. And so we're just really excited to talk to her about her journey as an artist, her journey through life, her journey as the easel. When we think about the Art and The Easel, we want to hear about that, more of the journey about you as a person and how you create. So let's just get started.
Yeah.
Like with that definition, actually before we do that, let's do our quick meditation.
Okay.
Let's do it.
It'll be a quick one, but we'll just take 3 deep breaths and then I'll continue with the instructions further. But for now, if you're listening today, just find a place where you feel comfortable. That could be sitting, it could be standing, it could be lying down on your bed, anywhere where you feel comfortable. Go ahead and do that. And now I'll ask you to close your eyes and just focus in on your diaphragm, how your lungs are feeling, your stomach, and begin to take a deep breath going in. Holding that breath for 3 seconds and releasing out. And we'll do that 2 times. Breathing in and exhaling out. We'll do it 1 more time. Breathing in and breathing out. And then before we wrap up our breaths, just take a quick second, maybe 2, maybe 5, to think about something that you're grateful for today. That could be anything from grateful I woke up this morning, grateful I had a nice bed to sleep in, food, or I'm going out to see my friends today, going to the beach, whatever it may be. Just take a couple seconds to express some gratitude for today. Awesome. We could open our eyes.
Oh.
And with that, we could get started.
Thank you, Gigi.
I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Gigi.
Thank you. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Of course,
Well,
you're welcome.
Multi-hyphenated artist and
Yeah.
humanist. Like, what does that mean? And like, who is Alexis Miranda? We'd love to get started there.
Yes. Well, I'll start with humanist.
Okay.
Okay.
Humanist. I feel like recently in the world, in recent times, everybody has got an ism, from like, I'm a feminist, I'm a da-da-da, And I started saying I was a humanist because I feel like I have one of my strengths is I'm able to put myself in anybody's shoes. That's any woman, any man, races, different races. I just have a real gift to put myself in other people's shoes and empathize or try to understand. I feel like I can understand most things. And it's just who I am. It's not even something that I try to do. It's just something that I do. And so, I was just looking at the world. Everybody was just so like, I'm on this side, you're on that side. And I was like, yo, I'm on the side of humanity and whatever serves humanity. So I just started calling myself a humanist, period. So,
I love it.
I love that.
yeah, so, and then multi-hyphenated artist. I just, creatively, I do so much, genuinely, I started out as a singer. I've always sang. Growing up, I was just always singing, always dancing. My mom used to lock me in a room, not in a bad way. That sounded so bad. Like my mama wouldn't feed me for 2 weeks, and they're like, "Whoa, okay, this needs to be a therapy show." No, but like, gosh, I feel like I go all around the world to answer simple questions. But yeah, my mom, she was a teen mom, and so I grew up in a house with her brothers and sisters. So my mom was like my big sister too. So and it was a lot of them, and so it was just a lot in the house, a bunch of teenagers with me, the kid growing up. And so my mom would like put me in her room and shut the door, and I would just be in there watching operas and music videos and sitcoms all day. That's all I did. And so like I would just sing, make up songs, dance. That's what I did all day. And I just carried that into my throughout life. And then I started doing professional theater when I was 12. And like I led a show, like I was the lead of a play at a professional theater. And so I started acting, went to an art school where I took up acting and music and dance, and then majored in theater in college and started doing stand-up 6 years ago. Wow. You know, like for me, it's all just, it's a means of expression. Mm-hmm. So that's why I call myself a multi-hyphenate artist. Yeah. And always been a writer, so yeah.
Okay.
Throughout this whole thing.
What type of writing?
It started with writing about I'm mad at my dad, he did this, and I would write a poem about it. So I had a bunch of poetry books coming up. Like every time I got in trouble, I'd go up in the room and shut the door and be like, I'm about to write about you. So it started with that, and then I would write like stories, and I would write I started writing songs, and then that went to screenplays. So I write television shows.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, and the first question I have for you, like on the comedic side of things, in a world that's like unfunny sometimes, and like a lot of like negative stuff that sometimes happen, how do you keep the funny, and like where does the funny come from in that sense?
That's a good question, cause stuff be so unfunny, like you said, and it's weird because I don't force myself to be anything really. Sometimes that goes against me, you know. I'm a Gemini, so I'm very moody. Okay. So I'm gonna be real. Like comedy sometimes isn't even about being funny for me, you know, because I get in those spaces where that's why I do music, because I'm like, I'm not feeling funny right now, and I don't try to force myself because I'm a comedian to even find the laugh. Sometimes I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather write a song about it, you know, and be real about it. You know, but then also I'm a goof. Okay. I'm a goof. And, you know, I done been on some crazy mushroom trips and I done seen the floor vibrate. And so I kind of don't take a lot seriously sometimes, too. It's weird. I'm like these two people at the same time. Yeah. Like, I'm very much so, like, heart on my sleeve, bleeding heart, like, salt of the earth kind of person. But at the same time, I'm like, but time's not real, y'all.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all, it's like 9 dimensions. Chill out. You know? Like, seriously. So, like, that makes any sense.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. And I think, like, you just being yourself is the funny. I think, and like, so when I say find the funny, you don't have to find it because it's just literally who you are.
Period.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, yeah.
Okay. And I know you mentioned like nine dimensions. I just want to double tap on.
There's actually 23. No, or 100 or 1,000. Let's just add some like million dimensions.
Well, no, I saw some angel numbers in your bio. 222 and 999.
Oh yes.
What do those numbers mean for you?
Oh, they be getting me through life.
Okay.
It's real. You know, I feel like they're always the universe, God, whatever you believe in. There's always guidance when you're present. You just got to be present, and it's something that you have to believe, right? Yeah. Everything boils down to what do you believe, because that's what's real. For sure. That's what your reality becomes. And so I'm gonna be real, like just the run of the mill kind of like, you know, I'm a black woman that grew up in the South, I guess. On paper, I'm gonna be real. That's just where I'm at with it. On paper, that's what I am. But I moved away from that, like religion in a sense, a very long time ago. I respect it for what it is, but yeah, I've gone down the rabbit hole with that, and I feel like with organized religion, you hit a glass ceiling. Like it works to an extent. Like I believe in energy and creating your reality, and I think that's what works with religion because it's all about belief and the power and the intention that you put into something. But I believe with something like that, you hit a glass ceiling. So I just was like meditating and like praying for different ways and routes. I was like, this can't be the only way. You know what I'm saying? And so to be guided, like, am I waiting on an angel to talk to me? You know, like, and I just kind of went, life became more about being spiritual and understanding what God was to me and how God spoke to me personally. And the more I went on that path, I just started seeing numbers. This wasn't even a trend. It wasn't no YouTube videos about it. I just started seeing the same numbers over and over again. And I was like, am I crazy? I didn't do Molly today. I did Molly 2 weeks ago. I detoxed.
Today.
No shrooms. I was like, no, I detoxed. I've been drinking my green juice.
Right.
Like, you know, I'm like, I'm pretty clear right now. No, I started seeing reoccurring numbers. And it would be like they would lead me to places that I needed to be.
Yeah.
So and that still happens. It's so crazy. Like, I'll give an example. Like, I went to Hawaii this year because I performed. I was opening for Marlon Wayans doing stand-up.
Oh, wow.
And he had a show at the Blue Note, so I was his opener. And I was like, you know what? Because I work with some musicians in Hawaii. And I was like, I know this is a comedy trip, but I'm going to do some music. And then, but I kept having doubts about it. Like, are you loading up your plate? Like, should you be shooting a music video while you got 6 shows in Hawaii? And I was like, nah, you know, just, I was like, okay, I need like clarity. And the artist that I was working with, I stayed at his house one of the nights, and I pulled up in his neighborhood, and one of the numbers that I see all the time was the house across the street from him. It was on his mailbox. Big numbers. And as soon as, and I'm doubting this decision to even be there, and as soon as I get there, that's on the mailbox.
Wow.
So stuff like that happens.
So powerful.
Right.
Yeah.
But check this, I found out later on my mom used to see numbers in the 90s.
Wow.
And that's, the numbers helped my mom as a single parent take risks, because she took risks. My mom, like, she moved us into like really nice apartments in uptown Dallas as a single mother, 2 kids. She didn't know how she was going to pay for it, but she got approved. But like literally she moved into the apartment and she just went for it because basically the apartment number was a number she just kept seeing. And this was in the 90s. So I ended up talking to my mom about it. She's like, yeah, that's why I took that apartment. And then I got the job to go with the apartment after we moved in. But I had to take the step first. So I guess they're running my family.
Yeah.
So
yeah. That's so true.
So that's the numbers.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's great.
And I'm curious, because you were saying that's what drives your direction of like where the next thing is going and how you create. Right now at the moment, where do you feel like your signs are telling you to go? Like down what path at the moment? Like, has there anything that you felt you've been called to do?
Oh, yes.
At this moment.
Oh, yes. Creatively, yes.
Yeah.
Blaq Alice. This, that's like, I guess this sounds so weird, but like my new persona. That sounds so weird. Persona.
Yeah.
I'm not touring currently. I was touring all last year. But recently I've decided to prioritize because I like comedy. But like the big end goal for me, like I'm a teacher. Like in my heart, I'm a teacher. Like I'm a creative, but I feel like I'm supposed to use my platform to teach, and through art. And so I started doing a story time in the pandemic because I wasn't quite sure how to like interact with audiences online. Like I'm not really, sometimes I'll post a little reels or whatever, but I ain't really that person. It's like, oh, like, I'll be like, y'all stop. But whatever, do what you want to do. Get your bag. Like, but you gotta get the coins.
Get the coins.
But I'm just, you know, whatever, I'm me. So I was like, I need a way that feels right for me to do social in the pandemic. And one of my friends was like, yo, you always been like a fairy, yo, like a little unicorn, like your life just be like do-do-do-do. He was like, yo, you should start telling people your stories, because I got crazy stories. So I was like, oh yeah. He was like, yeah, you like Alice in Wonderland. And I was like, oh, Blaq Alice.
That's dope.
Yeah, and then dude, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Is there a particular reason for the spelling BLAQ?
Cause black people be misspelling stuff on purpose, and that was my way to be like, "What's up, black people?" and wink. This is my way to like wink to black people.
Okay. Because I was like, I wonder if it's an acronym or anything, but no. It's
no, but I should make it an acronym.
It could
That's
good.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
And
that's why.
That's funny. That's funny. Question.
Yes.
So, what do you feel most joy from? like, because I know you mentioned being a creation of this universe. Like, we are all creations and we're part of it. But do you enjoy being the creation of the universe or creating in the universe? What do you enjoy the most?
Hold on.
I know.
Can you use that in a sentence?
No, okay, so like...
You say that in
English right now? What's going on?
I didn't do shrooms today.
No, I didn't either. Maybe.
So, where do you find the most joy? Is it like being just a part of the universe as it's like, just being a participant of it, just like being the existence that the universe has created and like being in that state of presence? Or do you find also joy, or do you find joy in actually creating and being the creator of those things that you're manifesting in your life?
I think it's a balance.
Okay.
I think it's like I'm a creator, but I'm also a co-creator.
Mm.
And, you know, there's the balance of that. Like, it's not just me. You know, we're all personally powerful when we create, right? But there's also us together. It's like super consciousness. Mm-hmm. So we're creating this whole thing together.
Yeah.
And that, you know, and I think it's cool to be a part of that. Like, I had stuff this week happen, and I was like, oh my God, it's me in the universe.
Yeah.
Like, yes. So,
because you're in tune with the universe, right?
Aligned,
to create your own reality.
Yeah. Alignment is huge. Being aligned. Mm-hmm. We step out of alignment, you know, because of various reasons, but
how do you bring yourself into alignment when you feel like you're dissociating or feeling disconnected, and maybe there is a hurdle when you're trying to express yourself and you're like, oh, something's off? What do you do in those moments?
I think meditation's good. Like just clearing your mind. And it's just, meditation doesn't always have to be like, I'm sitting here, I'm a monk.
Yeah.
Like, you know, some people paint, but it's just getting out of your head. Because the programs run all day in our heads. Mm-hmm. So it's like getting out of that program, getting out of the loop. And you know, just breathing. And I like, nature is a good way. Nature always pulls me back in. Also being observant of your thoughts. Mm-hmm. You know, what am I thinking right now? How is that making me feel? All right, okay, is that the truth? That's not the truth. Mm-hmm. That's fear. That's insecurity. You know what I'm saying? And also just fucking, can I curse?
Yeah.
Oh my God, of course.
Okay, also just fucking. I'm like, beep. I started gangbanging.
That's funny.
What was I gonna say? Doing something like, sometimes when I just get overwhelmed too, man, I put on a good animation like Kippo on Netflix, and I just be like, and just watching it.
Kippo?
I love Kippo, yeah.
I've never heard of it.
It's great.
Okay.
You should.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah,
of course.
Recently, like 2 months ago, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I gotta watch it.
You gotta watch it.
We'll link it in the description because you should watch it.
Wow.
Everyone should watch it.
Kippo is amazing.
It's amazing.
No, like what Gina was just saying about alignment. I literally, as I was driving over here today, I was listening to a song, kind of like a manifestation / song, and she was saying it's misalignment, talking about alignment, but misalignment is not personal, it's vibrational.
Yes.
And when I heard that, I was like, I'm gonna ask you about this, because I know being an actress, comedian, and just being in Hollywood in general, there's a lot of rejection that you may face, and that's misalignment in a sense. And so how do you make sure that it's not, that you're not taking it personal and understanding that it's just pure vibrational when those misalignments happen?
But you said rejection is misalignment, but what if you're just not meant for that? The rejection could be alignment. I've gotten rejected for so many things. And I'm going to be real, not to toot my own horn, I'm pretty talented. Like, I ain't going to even front. And it's not even like, I love her. She's that. Like, I'm cold, but like, you know, and I saw who got the role, and I'm like, okay, so much that other things that went into that had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
So that's something else I had to remind myself, especially with acting. Like, it's so much that goes into why people get the roles. And also you look at the Me Too movement. A lot of these people that was getting the interviews and getting whatever, people don't like when I say this, I got upset about it. I write jokes about this, but a lot of the heroines of the movement, especially in this town, it's like, well, you were in the movie. You got the role. You didn't say no. And to me, it's almost like that's like a slap in the face to me, to a strong woman who is aligned and who hangs onto her values and her integrity. And it's like, what does that teach young girls? Because I'm like, I know this may be getting too crazy. Look, y'all, I'm a Gemini. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say. But like, somebody like Lupita, I love her, beautiful, talented. But she came out and was like, and he made me massage him, Weinstein. Mm-hmm. Okay, you got the role. You massaged him. Weinstein asked me to massage him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Boy, is you crazy? Yeah. You know? Yeah. Like, to be real. And he goes, oh, get her out of here. I didn't get the role. You get the role, to be real with you. So it's like, okay, cry about it later, but you're sitting on millions now.
You made the decision.
You made the choice. Yeah. So I think even that movement for young women, it's almost like it devalued like our sense of choice. It was, to me, that's disempowering. So it's like, one of my first meetings in this town was with, and I could say his name because he went down, Halle Berry's manager. Was one of the first managers I met with at 19 years old. And I didn't go back to the office because it was straight creep vibes. Could have stuck around, lingered, played the game, but I was just very like, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Never went back, didn't get an opportunity. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm okay with that. Right. I'm okay with that. I don't see that as misalignment. Yeah. I see that as I'm on my path, and sometimes, you know, some journeys are longer than others. Yeah. But I'm okay. You're not gonna see me coming out in 2 years like, he made me do this in his office. Nah. Yeah. Nah. Yeah. It's like what's most a big part of alignment is not what you always say yes to, is what you actually say no to. Exactly. Yeah. Yes. And what you reject is actually what you reject, not what people rejecting you. It's like what you say no to is you aligning to your own path. So I love that.
And with that, we will be wrapping up today's episode. Alexis, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your thoughts and stories with everyone today. I hope everyone who's listening to our episode today enjoyed it, and we will see you all next time.